banana mix for everyone. What's up, YouTube? Alright, what's up, dudes? This is Modoncello from Twitch. We're doing a map reading video today. Hopefully I'll be able to explain this better than you've ever heard before, because I believe I have a way that is better than any way I've heard. And yeah, so let's just let's jump in. So we're gonna start with the Stonyfield. This is easy. Hopefully this sounds okay. If you guys didn't know, these stones right here are always off the pathway. So if you find this pathway, you're looking around, the stones are always going to be just off of it. There's like a 1% chance that they're actually pretty far out, and that's only if like a carver camp or a bunch of these rocks or whatever is in the way on like every side of it to where it has to spawn a little bit further out. That's about it with that. First definite map is the underground passage. So what you want to do is establish your direction of your entrance tile. So here it is. This is the entrance tile. And here's the connector for the entrance tile. So if you see that you have to go this direction to get out of the tile to the rest of the map, that means that this direction is straight. And when you're establishing these tiles, you want to establish the back tile the most, right? So your back is against this tile, so that is the back tile. This is the left tile, and this is the right wall, I guess, of the tile. So in the underground passage, it's always the same. Left is going to get you to level 2, and straight is going to get you to the Darkwood. So literally when we made this map, right, because we already did this on stream yesterday, if you go straight, boom, it's already there. Boom. That's the Darkwood. So fill out the tile. We've already done it, so I'm just kind of going through the motions. But you can see that this is the exit tile, and this is the connector right here. It's literally the straight part. You can tell where the connector tile is. So if you can't tell, let's show you. It's literally straight. So this could have been like over here, but it still would have had this direction that's matching, meaning straight. So we might have to come down here, but it still ends up you have to go straight to get there. And again, here, a little tip with this is if you ever run into, like, say you're walking and you run into the yellow Fallons or the Fallons, that's a dead end. So just turn around if you see those boys. But as you can see right here, it's like a perfect left to get to level 2. And level 2 is always going to be left from the entrance. And again, we said this yesterday in stream, but you don't want to focus on these dots. So these actual doorways, don't focus on those. It's the entire tile itself that you want to focus on. So it connects here, which means your back's here, and forwards is this way, meaning this way is straight. Unfortunately, there's no way to tell where the tower itself is. All I can tell you is don't be too close to the wall. While you're teleporting or walking around, you want to kind of zigzag to kind of cover more area. But yeah, there's no way to actually tell where it's going to be. This, however, is different. Again, don't focus on the little pink dot. People had confusion over that yesterday when I was explaining everything. You want to establish the back wall. So this is left wall, this is back wall, this is right wall, because you have to go this way to get out of this tile to the rest of the map. So establish the back wall, and just seeing this right here, this entrance tile, you automatically know that it's going to look like this on the other side. Like the exit tile will look like this every single time when you get this entrance tile, because the back wall in the tower is essentially going to be rotating clockwise. Boom. So literally, if this is going to turn out to be right here, so then left wall is going to be down here and right wall is going to be up there. So a lot of people just say hug left. I don't really agree with that. I think understanding where your tile, what your entrance tile looks like, and based on this entrance tile, what is the exit tile going to look like, that helps the most, in my opinion. So don't worry about this dot, don't worry about this little weird indent. In order to get out of this tile, you have to walk this direction. So this is the back tile. And again, it's going to rotate clockwise. So this back tile is going to be up. So where we go, because we know that, is we move up. We go up as high as we can because it's most likely going to be in that direction, because we know that it's going to look like this, and the odds of this being, you know, any other direction but up is less likely. There's something called backwards maps. So the direction's always left in the tower, but it could be, you know, 3 lefts make a right. So this could end up being over here. Like it could branch, you take a right, a right, a right, and then it's up here. But again, just find out where your back wall is. You know it's going to be down because the back wall is here. So the back wall is going to be down here this time. So what I would do in this map, if I didn't already have it filled out, is I would check down here. We're only in Nightmare, so these maps aren't that big. But it still ends up just how we prophesized. This is literally just turned. And that's going to be the same every time. So this is an easy version of the one that we just had. With this one, we know it's going to be down. Again, don't focus on those little dots. Focus on the back wall. Back wall is the most important thing. And then, you know, Tower 5. You guys understand Tower 5. Okay, next is the Outer Cloister. So this one's super simple. You walk into here. There's 3 directions you can go. 3 directions it can be. If there's no fountain here, then it's straight. It'll open straight. If there's a fountain, if the waypoint is on the right side, then you go left, and it'll open over there. If it's on the left side, then you go right, and it'll open over here. But we got a straight way. And once you get into the barracks itself, there's 2 objectives. There's the exit to the next area, and then there is the Malice. And one is going to be left, and one's going to be straight. They change. But it's only left and straight. So you can check left first if you want. If we check left first here, we end up at the jail. And if you guys can't tell how that's left, understand that this is the entrance tiles, right? So we go straight this way. So left here would mean that the back wall is here, right? And straight would be the back walls over here. So again, it's all based on back wall. Because this is a tile on its own. It's like separate from the map. And if we go to the Malice, which is straight, even though it's to the right, you can notice that this, and yeah, we're playing a Firewall Sork. Those are awesome. But let's get here into the darkness. You can see that this tile alone is its own piece of the map. So even though you have to go a little bit to the right, it's still straight to get to this objective. And the back wall ends up being straight, like we said. So back wall is straight, back wall is left. Those are the 2 for the barracks. And it's super easy. It's not like it's hard to figure out, but you know, these little tricks are gonna help you, you know, get things done faster. And you're super cool if you can map read. So jail 1 and 2 are both straight to get to the next level. Jail 1 has a waypoint, and it's always going to be left of the entrance tile. So this is the back wall. This one you can actually focus on the pink dot if you want, but I don't recommend doing that. Just focus, just find out where the back wall is, because you got to walk out this way. Your back is literally to that wall. That is the back wall, which means character perspective, left is literally left of your character, right? So I would check over here first. Let's pretend that I didn't have the map out. Boom. Left. Back wall is here. So if we go back, right? So say we don't give a fuck about the waypoint. We just want to find jail level 2, and we're walking. I would check over here. Notice it's dead. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And you notice this right here. Don't focus on the stairs. Stairs don't matter. They're the same thing as the pink dots. So if this piece was literally right here, it would just be one long rectangle and it would be straight to get to the next level. So even though it's kind of wonky, right, like this, you know the shape that you're looking for in the exit tile. So back wall's here, back wall's there, that means straight. Again, jail level 2 is also straight, so establish back wall is here, left wall's here, right wall's there. You go straight. So if I didn't have this map filled out, I would go up here and just go straight as long as I can until I get to the exit. Back wall is here, just like straight describes. All right, so here I kind of just walk around, establish the 3 walls, back wall is most important, and jail level 3 is always going to be left. So I'm going to hug left. We get a dead end here. Keep going. And boom. Back wall was left of the starting back wall. Don't focus on dots, I promise. Don't do it. Okay, so kata 1 is always random. Kata 3 is always random, but kata 2 you can read from the waypoint. I know that people mostly come from the waypoint anyway, and it's always going to be right of the waypoint. This is very easy to determine which wall is the back wall. It's this one. And it's always going to be right of the waypoint. Boom. So see that wall, literally to the right. But here's something about this though. This tile, the exit tile, could have been right here. And that would have been a backwards map. Because it's 3 lefts you have to take in order to get to this right. 3 lefts make a right sometimes. So like, let's just pretend this is a backwards map and this piece was right here. Because we've gotten that map plenty of times. If you're gonna do the sewers, always come down here. It's faster. It's faster like 99% of the time, because 99% of the time there's gonna be the level 2 right in these areas. It's not every time, but it's most of the time. All right, so these ones are kind of weird to read, right? Because there's all these weird little directions and stuff. But look at this whole tile, or this whole like glob of whatever. I don't know what the fuck you want to call this, but this is one tile. And it's where it connects to the rest of the map that determines the direction of the tile, right? So it goes out this way. That means this is the back wall, left wall, right wall. In sewers level 2, the waypoint is always left of the entrance tile. So we can go left, and the waypoint's going to be there every fucking time. Left back wall is here, left of where we started. Now, if we go back, you can see the map already. But level 3 is always straight of the entrance tile, right? So this way is straight. So you know back wall is going to be up here, right wall, left wall. So what I would do is I would come out here and realize, oh, it's a dead end. Oh, weird. Oh, cool, we got a weird map. And then I'd come down here and be like, okay, yeah. So even though it's literally to the right of the entrance, it still follows the rule, because this is the tile right here. You have to go straight in order to get to level 3. So see how this is straight, because that's the connector of the entrance tile to the map. This is the fucking connector to the exit tile of the map. Level 3 is left to Radamant. There's not always a staircase. Sometimes it's an objective, like a boss, like Radamant right here. So this is kind of a weird one. They're always weird, man. But this is the direction. So this is the back wall. This is left. This is right. So I would just keep going left if I was rushing someone, you know, and then boom, there's the rag. Now let's do some desert reading. First thing first with these deserts is they're just squares, right? They're just squares with weird cutouts. And the entrances and exits are always going to be in the corners of the map. So it's literally a square. They all have corners. There's 4 of them. And that's where the exits are going to be. However, if there is a cutout like this, like a little cutout of the corner, that cutout, or this corner rather, is not going to have same thing here. Cutout there, no cutout here. There's an exit here. But let's read a tomb, right? So this is a tomb. Every tomb is exactly the same. Every tomb is left. And tombs are super easy to read. You just have to establish the back wall. Every tomb has 3 routes you can take, right? So there's right, straight, and left. So that means that this is the back wall on the map, if you're looking at the map. And every tomb is left. So when you get into a tomb, go left, always. And don't focus on the dot or this little weird indent thing. This is the tile. You want to focus on where the connecting part of the tile is, and it's left. Even though we had to do this little wonky thing, it's still left. All right, again, so establish the back wall. This has no direction on it, so this is the back wall. Super easy to see. So you already know that you don't even have to look over here, but for learning's sake, this is right, this is straight, this is left. So you go left until you can't go left anymore. And boom. And this one is exactly the same. You don't have to do anything. If you know the left rule, you just keep going left and you get to your objective. Next, we're going to do Far Oasis, Maggot Lair. Maggot Lair is like one of the most annoying areas in the game for many reasons, but this will help you out. So there's one direction you can go, right? So if you know this is the direction, that means that your back wall is right here. This is the back wall, this is the right wall, this is the left wall. And Maggot Lair 1 is always right. It will always open right of the entrance tile. So what I would do is I would check, okay, dead end, okay, dead end, okay, here it is, boom. You can see how this is, it opens this way, and it's literally right to get to level 2. It's going to be like that every single time. It's always right. So this is a different direction, right? But it's still right to get to level 3. You have to go down this way in order to get out of this tile. So that means that the back wall is now here, which means right is here and left is here. But it's still right to get to level 3, so I'm going to hug right until I get to the exit. So back wall is here when back wall was there. So if you have to go right to get somewhere, then it's going to go counterclockwise, right? So the back wall is here, and in the tower it would have been down here. But if you have to go right to get somewhere, it's going to be up here. Maggot Lair level 3 is always straight, right? So back wall's here because you have to walk out this direction. This is the tile here. You have to walk up to get out of here. So you just go straight. Easy. City. So there's this thing with the Lost City, right? How I said the entrances and exits are always in the corners, and this one has an indent. But even if this one didn't have an indent, this bottom most southern corner can never have an exit or an entrance in it in the Lost City. I've done like 35 maps or something since I've heard this, and it's been true. So if you find a map that has like an exit or entrance down here, let me know, because that'd be fucking cool. I would like to debug that if I could. I don't know. But, yeah. Let's go to the Claw Viper Temple now. Claw Viper Temple is another tomb, right? So this is a good area to showcase something. You can establish your directions very easy. There's always 3 directions. So you know where your back wall is. It's right here. So left would be this direction. But oftentimes when I see like a little bit of this like map over here, I'll jump over to see if it's right there, because oftentimes this can be a backwards map. Like the area that you're supposed to go to can be over here. So even though it's left, right? Like 3 rights can make a left. So this could have been, even though left or the exit is over here, this tile itself could have been right here. Because it would be right, 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 and this is the left area. You see what I'm saying? So like you have to think about these maps in pieces. Super easy, super easy. Still left, even though we had to take like this little. Don't worry about this, it's all about the exit. You know the shape that it's gonna be. You know the direction of the back wall. Pog. Arcane Sanctuary. Alright, the tip with Arcane Sanctuary is get fucked. There's no way to read it. Move on. But there is one thing that you can read with it. right? So even though I don't have the quest, I can already tell which direction I'm supposed to go. All the symbols are here, but one of them is missing. So which one's missing? Right, it's circle. You're right. I'm glad you noticed. The one that's missing is always the true chamber of Tal Rasha. And these you want to learn, you got to learn these things because it's just important to be, quick and to flex in front of your friends. All right, so this is circle, this is smile, this is square, this is star, VV, triangle, and then circle, smile. So learn those things, that way you could look cool in front of your friends who don't know them. So again, we got this weird little area that you can see right from the get-go, so I want to just check to see if that's a backwards map really fast. And then, establish the back wall. Left, straight, right. Every tomb is left, so I'm going to go as left as I fucking can, and boom. We got a pretty good map here. All right, let's move on to Act 3. Act 3 is really annoying. So Act 3, until you get to the bazaar, is a 2x6, like 2 width, 6 length tile. So this is a tile, this is a tile that's not there. This is a tile, this is a tile. So I read them in 2x2s because it's easier. I read them in like small little blocks. So I know this is the first one and there's only 3 of those. So there's the second one, right? Just think of them in squares. 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 tile, 3 tile, 4. And you know that there's only one more block of 2x2 tiles before you get to 6, right? So you already know the shape. You know what this is going to look like every single time. As soon as you walk in the Spire Forest, it's going to be this every single time. Now, it's not just the Spider Forest that's 2x6, it's also the Great Marsh, and it's also the Flare Jungle. So if you ever get to a point... Okay, let's talk about this real fast. If you walk into the little spider webbed area and there's no waypoint, then that means it's the Spider Cavern, and that's the one that you're going to want to go to. The one that has the waypoint is always Arachnid Lair. You don't need to go into that one. So you understand the 2x6 rule, right? So there's only 2 possible tiles that it could be wide, right? So if there's ever 3 wide, you know it's going to be a new area. And if it's the Great Marsh from the Spider Forest, I say fuck that. You keep going. Because I don't want to go through the Great Marsh. Again, there's the waypoint up there with the Arachnid Lair that you don't need to go into. So you know that this is the end. This is the last tile of the 2x6 of Spider Forest. So if it doesn't cut off, you know this is a new area. And this is a very cool map because we actually got a Great Marsh skip, which is like money for speedrunning, money just across the board. That's what you want. It's fuck the Great Marsh. There's nothing in there. Broken promises and broken dreams. So let's read this as a 2x6. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I do the 2x2 blocks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This last one is what connects into the lower bazaar or whatever it's called. Here, let's check out the Flare Dungeon money. So when you come in here and you see the Gibden, it's always gonna be next to the Flare Dungeon. So if you find this thing, just keep looking around this little area. By the way, shout out to Blizzard for making this look really fucking cool. I love this. It's always going to be here. There's a trick about this. That's why I'm showing. I'm trying to show it fast. So the direction you move determines the back wall. So the back wall's here, left wall, right wall. The first left you take in the Flare Dungeon is always going to get you where you need to go. So it's like, boom. Oh, there's a left. Boom. Same thing with here. Determine where the back wall is. If you have to go this way to get out, that means this is the back wall. So that's left and this is right. And then you take your first left. Boom. Because this whole thing is a tile. See the little connector part of the tile? Little connector. See it? Right there? Yeah. Okay, cool. And this one's a maze, so good luck. No way to read that. Get fucked. Lower Kurast. Actually, no. Yeah. This is true. All right, cool. Lower Kurast, LK is where you farm for high runes in Hell mode, right? So what you're looking for in Hell mode is this fire pit. This fire pit in Lower Kurast is what holds the super chest here. Now, super chests have a 5% chance to roll all rare items, but you don't really care about the rare items. What you want are these runes. So even though we're on players 1 and we're fucking off, we just got our eth rune, so GG, we can make a stealth. And even if you find one of these fire pits, look around for a second one, because I swear it's like it's over 50% that I get more than one fire pit. I'm looking for the fucking cheeky 3 fire pit map, and I don't know if it exists at all. So now we're in the bazaar. The bazaar is where you go for the ruined temple, right? So we're looking at these things, looking around, and it's this one every time. It's always going to be in the bazaar. It's always going to be facing down left. It's always going to be facing this way. So I automatically know this is the ruined temple. If this was facing that way, then I would know that it's not the correct. So let's just jump into the Durance. Durance is everyone's favorite map. Everyone's favorite. So here, you just establish what is the back wall. The back wall is here, and Durance level 3 is always left of the waypoint. So if this is the back wall, that means we know that the back wall of the Durance exit to level 3 is going to be up here, because it's going to rotate clockwise because it's left. So what we do is we just keep going left, looking for that shape that we know and love and want to see really bad. I'm going to turn the map off. We're still going, we're going. Okay, it's blank. Fuck, annoying, we hate this, we hate it. We're looking for the shape. We're looking. We hate our lives. We're all the way over here. And then we notice that this is a very, very annoying middle of the map left direction for Durance level 3. Like, probably the most annoying we could have gotten, right? Because it's in the middle of the map, but it still follows that left rule. So even if you know the rules to Durance, it's still going to fuck you in the ass sometimes, right? So this is the back wall. We determined where the back wall of the Durance level 3 was going to be just by walking into the waypoint and seeing where the back wall was. But it doesn't always help. Like, as you can see, we checked this side first because that's where this tile shape is most likely going to be. You know what I'm saying? One of these areas could have had that shape. It is least likely going to be in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It could have even been over here to where it branches and it's a backwards map because 3 rights make a left kind of thing. And again, if you're going to come from Durance 1, it's straight from Durance 1. So even though the little dot is on the left wall, it's about the back wall that you want to pay attention to, right? So determine the back wall so you know that the back wall is going to be up because that's the direction. I mean, come on. Durance 3 is, you know, the same map every time, so. Let's move on to 4. So I'll show you my 3 little directions here. When you're walking out of here, say you're rushing and you're trying to get someone's Izzy or whatever. What I do is I quickly check this left way, and we actually got that map, so boom, super fast. If it wasn't there, then we would check the middle of this back wall here. If it's not here, then I would go up here and check right here. And like about 60% of the time, it's right here. But it just feels really good when it's that quick way. Crystalline Passage, though, it's pretty sick. So say you're rushing and you're looking for Anya because you're a bro and you're helping out your bros. The hardest part of this is just reading these tiles, right? So they're all fucking weird and wonky and double-sided and bullshit. But this is the direction you go. This is the connector for this waypoint tile. So that means this is the back wall, this is left, and this is right. It is right every time to get to Anya. So you would just keep going down right until you couldn't go down right anymore. And Anya is here. Alright, so let's do Ancient's Way, right? So again, if you're rushing someone, you see this same weird connecting tile. So this way is straight. It is straight from the waypoint to get to Ariat's summit. So we keep going straight as long as we can. Run into a wall, we move side, and then boom. There it is. Back wall is here. It's hard to show, but back wall was here again. All right, cool. So one more map to show. It's World Stone Keep level 2. So it's always right. So this is probably the easiest tile in the game to read. Back wall is here, of course. You have to go straight this way. Oh god, to get out, to get out of it. So actually, we wouldn't move that direction. We would go straight this way until we couldn't anymore. As you can see, this opens to the right of this, even though it's straight to get there. Just imagine this tile being right here. If that helps. After that, like, World Zone 3 is random, so good luck. Throne's the same every time, though. But yeah, I mean, that's map reading in a nutshell, with all the maps sort of the same. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in comments. Feel free to follow me on Twitch at Modoncello. Ask me while I'm streaming. Ask me to explain something. I hope the back wall kind of, that rule helped you out in like the rotation and how it works with whether it's left or right or straight, because no one explained that to me at first, and I was focused on the doorways myself and all these things, but I believe my way should help you guys out. Anyway, shout out to Deegs for editing. I love you. And yeah, take it easy, guys.